Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be touching on the subject of life is like a book. So I have got, for instance, a book and a pen. We'll do it this way because that works better. So we write our own book, and that's what I'm going to explore today with you guys. And I think this is a really interesting subject because, it can be so helpful if you look at it in depth. So, let's go. So for me, I think the most important thing is a page is a day. So today, if I write in, I'm going to go on a walk, for instance, sorry, I've been taking, different pictures out. So this is an empty page. This is what you get at the beginning of your day. And you have this, your pen, whatever pen you use. This is considered my lucky pen, and I write what I do in my life. So if you this as your life book, what are you going to fill this book with? Are you going to fill this book with pain and suffering? There will be times when that has to be written in there because that's what you're going to feel. But this is really important that you write it, that every day is a new day. So for me, just waking up, it's like that is a new day. That's the start of that page of my day. So, and just journeying through that, and just every emotion, every feeling is part of that day, regardless of whether it's good or bad, whether you do things right or wrong, it's fine. But if you do things wrong, you've then got to think, okay, the next day, which is your next page in your book, you can put right what you've done wrong the previous day, or say these problems that I have faced will stay in this day, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to now fight for whatever you need to fight for. If you've been struggling with sadness, and you found a coping mechanism, it's like tomorrow I can find a way of getting through that, then just use that. And I think it's really helpful. So yeah, your life is like a book, and yeah, you can say okay, every year is a chapter, but one day this book will come to an end, and then you reflect on, if you reflect on that, it's like, did I live my life to the full? And that's the point of this channel, is living life to the full. So, and this whole concept of living life to the full means that you do things you enjoy doing. You do things, to look after yourself and for the good of yourself, but also doing that which is good for others. So supporting people if you can, if and where you can, because we can all support people, but sometimes you need support as well, and we have to have the strength to sometimes say, I need help. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to try and pull up some notes and stuff that's going to help me balance this stuff out. But the main thing is just this book, it doesn't even have to be a physical book. It can be just your day that you reflect on in the evening and say okay, this happened, this situation wasn't great, but let's try and do better tomorrow. Or this session was great, section was great in my day, let's bring that forward to the next day. So I think that's really important that we reflect on our days, because our days are numbered. So when our time is up on this earth, we want to say, I've lived my life to the full, whether that's doing things, going on a bike ride, for instance, and just doing what you love. If you like football, playing in football matches. If you like cooking certain dishes, and if that fulfills you, then you've done something that you're going to be proud of. And the whole piece of it is because looking back at your life, you're going to say that is a memory that I'm going to never forget. If you, like, for me, having memories from the past, certain ones, I've really struggled with, but the good memories I will forever hold in my heart. And that's the good thing. Sometimes struggles can also build up on our chest, and it can weigh us down. But once we got them off our chest by talking, which, if we do that during the day, or do that over a few weeks with some support that we are given or that we can find, then that is helpful. But, pushing that away, that is, painful, and lighting that up, which is, and always remembering the good moments you've had. So that's also a really important thing. So there's a way that I can hold on to memories, and I use it by photos, or for instance screenshots. So if there's been a really joyous moment with your family or your friends, try and capture it in a photo. And like, I have a box drive which I can see all the photos from years ago, and I think those were good moments. Sometimes I can see in my smile or in my whole being that wasn't the best point in my life, but it is outweighed by those that are much better. So, and that every day of a picture is part of your journey, and growing with that helps me. Same with music. Music is been a massive part of my life, and I think it always will be. It helps get emotions out, it helps bring joy, it helps bring, sometimes sorrow, but sometimes, I've always think, if I get an emotion, sometimes it's better just to fall into it, which other people would say don't do, but that's how I deal with it. I sometimes fall into the emotion and let it pass, and then get back up, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's easier than other times, but on those good moments, you ride those good moments. And when you fall and you feel like you can't get up, it's okay. If music helps you in any way, even by listening to emotional music, just listen to it and just don't stop, doing that, whatever you love to do. So again, touching on this, idea is our life is a story, and it's written by us. So when people ever put you down in life and say you won't be able to do this, you can't do this, you know what? Maybe in life you will get these things, and people say, but it's for you to decide what you're going to do with things like that. Are you going to believe them, or are you going to prove them wrong? It's like, no, I am going to do this. I am capable, and that's a really important thing. So when someone says oh, you'll never reach your dream, you prove them wrong, and you fight to prove them wrong. And because success, there are no limitations. We are limitless. We have everything we need out there to help us. And yet, if I want to learn a dish, I can learn so much using YouTube, which is helpful in a way. Sometimes it's better to do things in person. I always prefer to do things in person because that helps me grow and socialize and learn about other people and learn new things. So it's whatever works for you, and I think just bringing that to the forefront of doing what you love. Certain people have bucket lists of which they wish to get done in their lifetime, and that's great. I have done things which I would have never thought were going to be on my bucket list, but it's I've been there. I've been to France, I've been to Italy, I've been to Spain, I've been to America, Portugal, and it's just all these things. It's great, that those were chapters of my life, and just the joy I've had in these places. You know, some where I did feel better than others, but still being thankful that I had that chance to put that in that page in my book, or that, you know, section in my book. So yeah, follow your dreams is a big one, and I love to write these things here because it's also then visually you can see it. It's like if you can see it as well as hear it, it can sometimes help people, depending on what way is easier for you. You know, if you prefer just to listen to me, then it'll help. If you want to watch the videos, you know, if they help you, I'm very glad, and I hope you do let me know that they help you, because the more feedback I get from you, the better. So, and yeah, it's all about progression. I never thought of, as I've said in a few videos now, I never thought of making these kind of videos, but doing them now, I feel so much more comfortable in being able to share how I cope through struggles. And even if I'm still struggling now, I have the strength to look back over these videos, even for myself, to say, this is what you said to yourself, for others to hear. Maybe sometimes, you know, look back on them and listen to what you said, and maybe take it to yourself as well. So it's all about that, and it's all about finding things that work for you. And yeah, if communicating via gaming works for you and that's your way of socializing, great. You know, if just ideas, college, you know, university, or groups, local groups, I would love to see more groups like support groups for people aged 18 to 30 in that age category, because I think that, you know, we do need something like that, you know. And I think, you know, where I live in Scotland, we need that, you know, but I don't know the situations in other countries that could potentially need that as well. So that's what I'm trying to promote, that we need to stand together now. And, you know, as my hashtag is #EndLonelinessToday, you know, but not only loneliness, but an end to any struggle, or just be able to share that your struggle with others struggling. And within this age range, which is the most challenging age range, because this is the time when people can go haywire, because they feel alone. You know, they feel sometimes like you have no purpose. If you don't know what direction to go in life, then yeah, that's a real struggle. So just communicating is so important for so many people and so many things, you know, internally in your own heart and your own brain, to know there's a support group with people your own age. You know, it helps for me as well. You know, I struggle to find, you know, support groups here for people my age, but I'm willing to try and find ways of, you know, creating or locating or assessing certain things. Like, if there are support groups, I need to ask and see, and then maybe go to them. If they work for me, then great. If not, I can give my feedback, and whether they take it or not on board, then I either stay and it's, you know, going to work for me, or I go away and find something else. You know, everything is, as I said, a journey. Life is a journey. Nothing is ever wasted. Everything you learn has to be learned for a reason. We learn and we grow, and that's really important that we do that. You know, because it's by struggling. I think, you know, I've seen so many motivational people. It's like through your struggles, you become stronger, and, you know, like a warrior has that. You know, even warriors fall to the ground, you know, even with the most protective armor, but you know what they do? They stand back up, you know, with their shield and their sword in their hand, and they get back up and they fight on. Now, just that as an example, I think is so amazing. You know, they don't give up, they get up and they fight. so too as we as humans, we should think, not in a literal sense that we can put on body armor and carry a sword and a shield, but just grow in the fact of you have this protection within your heart and this strength within your heart, and we all have it. It's just sometimes takes digging deep within your heart to find it and ignite whatever that is, and then to say no, I've been struggling with this struggle for a while, but now I need to stand up and fight. It's okay if you need time to rest. There will be points in your life which are times to rest, but you cannot stop for too long. You can't stop because you've got another chapter of your life to do next. So that's really important. So yeah, it's each section is you rest, you go, you rest, you then have a new section, and this whole timeline, which is life, is certain things which we learn, then we rest, and then we go again. And if these sections hold good or struggles, or sufferings or sadness or loss, it's the idea of not stopping and just keep going and reflect when you stop, when you have to take a rest. But then don't stay there, just keep going. It's you've reflected, now move on. If you, for instance, at the end of the day, reflect on your day, I reflect on my day. Sometimes it can take an hour, sometimes if you reflect on one thing, it can pinpoint into other things, which I do a few times. I've the last 5 nights I've reflected, and I do it every night really, so because it helps you grow, and it's these struggles are now going to be left in this day. Even if you go to bed at 11 and reflect till 1 o'clock in the morning, which it can happen, but as long as you get good enough rest, even if you have to have a lie-in, it's okay, but when you get up, you gotta move, you gotta have the strength to move, and it is not easy. I've had struggles as well with getting up and moving, felt weak, but sometimes having a rest day is needed, as I says, as a chapter, and there's rest times. And if your body needs to rest, you've got to listen to it. It's just if you take rest too far, then you're letting it stop you. And it's the difference between rest and defeat. We all have the ability to conquer defeat, and sometimes it's not going to be easy on your own, and that's why I'm trying to say in these videos that we need to stand together in whatever way we can to support one another, and even just listening to certain people, because if we don't listen, we'll never learn. And there's been so many things of don't suffer in silence, very important one. Take a moment to speak to someone, even if it's just an hour or 30 minutes, it helps build someone up, knowing that somebody's there and cares. So it's that growing and building up that of a community. Now, even for me, I currently have no current friends within the area that I live in, but I'm going to fight, with myself to know that I am capable of creating friendships. And if it doesn't work, then, I can't stop. I've got to keep searching. And I will keep searching. So that's probably the most important thing. And again, although that chapter in my life isn't written yet, I can plan things now. But if it comes to that day, that part of my page will always be written. It's that I planned that, but it doesn't mean that I can't change it, when it comes to the present moment. We can't change what happened in the past. We can't look to the future. We can only see what we have in front of us today, taking things one day at a time. Some days that's difficult. It's like, focus only on today. Yeah, we all think it's like, I'm going on a trip next week, or I'm going to visit this friend in 3 weeks. So yeah, we do have, it's difficult sometimes to say like, okay, we just live in the now and today. But, growing and learning to just embrace every day and living it to the full. So yeah, so that's pretty much that whole base of topic of just doing what you love, living life to the full, creating, your own book, whether physical book, with your own pen, you write your book. And yeah, whether it's physical or just, personal, make sure every day counts and do what you love, learn from mistakes, fix them within the next day or within the next few days or however long it takes to fix. If you struggle, if you find support, make that a page and be so proud of that page, because once you take that step out in support groups, you've made that effort, you've said, I now need help, and that's totally fine. It shows more strength to say I'm okay, I need help, than to say I'm okay. Because saying okay is only hurting you more. To say I need help is so strong, The fact that people have the strength to say I need help is absolutely amazing. So, and I've had to do that. It's not easy to begin with, but it's like looking at your life thinking, I've struggled with enough now, and it's like, now I need help, so I'm going to reach out. And it's not easy to begin with, and sometimes life, you're going to have to do things on your own, and especially within the age gap of 18 to 30, it's like this period where for some people are within groups and manage fine, but even within groups you can feel lonely, you can feel afraid, worried, self-conscious, any single thing. So the idea of just so just reaching out and just saying I need help, because there is help out there. Maybe there's not a great deal of help, but if you find it, use it. And if it doesn't help you, that's fine. Just try and find some other help. I'm sorry, this bit of hair is like sticking out. There we go. But yeah, it's very important. So live life to the full, as my YouTube channel is called that, and yeah, please do like, subscribe, and share this video with others. It's not really for me that you like and subscribe. It's like, I just want to know that I can reach as many people as needed, because I wish to help as many people as needed. And for the people who do listen to this thing and make it to this 23 minutes, that helps them grow, and it helps maybe help people through their own struggles. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. So yeah, thank you all for listening. Please do share this, and I hope you have learnt something from this. And yeah, let me know in the comments, and if you have anything you wish to want me to make another video on. I'm trying to make a bit of a series, but if you have any idea or any questions, I can always make that into a video. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for listening, and see you later.